pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction and to keep himself unspotted from the world. And I like that because to me, it's talking about charity, and I think immediately of the humanitarian service that we do, but I also think of the temple work that we do. And
Mhm.
I had recently done an episode with my friend Ambrosia Fox. She was on Greg Madsen's channel, Quick Media, recently, and she was talking about sheep and goats. And me and her, we had talked about this like a month ago, but it took me a really long time to edit and post it. And she just brought up really good points, and we had a very deep, meaningful discussion about the importance of temple work and how when you look at those parables that Jesus Christ gave his apostles that had to do with the end time, which were like the 10 virgins, the laborers with the talents, and the sheep and the goats, we tend to think of that as for mortality and like people who are alive and only applying to them. And we tend to look at it as, you know, doing the charity through humanitarian type service, feeding the poor, clothing the naked, visiting those in prison. But we were applying more of like a two sides of the veil lens to that. And it was a very beautiful discussion that I still am thinking about it. And one of the things we were talking about is how when you really look at that language, it's actually the ordinances that we do. It includes the sacrament, it includes baptism and all of the little steps along the covenant path through the temple. And you can see that if you're applying that two sides of the veil, that those parables of Jesus take on a new meaning. And I see that right here in James 1:27, where we're talking about what is pure religion. And when you click the footnote in our Gospel Library app, it takes you to charity. And there's this quote that I have right here pulled up. It says, virtually all religions tell us to love one another, but the restored church tells us how to love one another. The home teaching visits, the inspired welfare program, the unselfish service performed in the temples, and the worldwide missionary system demonstrate in a very practical way the teaching of the Savior, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And I think that this is pretty much what Joseph's trying to get going